So we're gonna start off. About what year were you born in Taiwan?
1954.
1954. Nice.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, what city did you grow up in when you were there?
I was born Taipei, Taiwan, and grew up there too.
Okay.
Taipei, Taiwan.
What was that like growing up there in the city?
When I was the toddler, I think it was primitive because I remember we would just play in the backyard with neighbor, a lumber yard with no shoes. But the neighbor kids would just gather together until sunset, and the parents say, "Come home for dinner." So everybody just ran home, and there was not a lot of toys or anything. But we didn't know better, so we were happy. It was safe. We played and played and played and fight, but that's our childhood. We didn't have much, but we were happy. Life was simple and happy.
So did you spend a lot of time playing with?
Complicated now.
Did you spend a lot of time playing with your friends outside? Is that what it sounded like?
Neighbors' kids. We didn't have daycare or preschool. We waited till 6 years old to go to school. So most mothers were home with the kids. And I have 3 older siblings and then a lot of neighbor kids. So we would just play together. My favorite memory was playing in the lumber yard because they stack up the lumber, so we would climb up, and sometimes somebody's shoes would drop, and then we all try to get it for that person. So it's, like I say, primitive but happy, simple.
Simple, yeah.
Very happy.
It sounds like fun. Were you close with your siblings?
We were close growing up, but now we're not.
No?
I have one sister in Houston. We're very close. But then I have another sister in Vegas, and my brother came here and went back to Taiwan, and we were not close at all. Drifted. Are you close to your sisters?
I am.
You are. That's good.
So is that? Oh, what were you saying? Keep going.
No, I think it's good to stay close, but when you grow older, things happen. I never thought we were. My Vegas sister, we haven't talked for years, and there's just a lot of not happy memories when I talk about her. So I decided the best way is just not keep in touch.
That makes sense.
It's sad, but it happens.
Yeah, that makes sense. What were some of the stuff y'all talk around, like when y'all would have dinner together? Would y'all have like a family dinner? And all?
You mean now?
No, when you were growing up.
Let me think. Okay. For the childhood, I don't remember, but when I was in like high school, I remember we would talk about what funny things happened in school. But my father was very strict, so if he's in a happy mood, then we would talk. But if he's not in a happy mood, we just ate dinner and just don't do much. Yeah, the family value is strong, but it's more like my father is the head of the household. So we just kind of follow him, like I say, if he goes out, we all just happy because nobody will tell us what to do. But when he's home, we all try to behave a little bit better.
So was family one of the core values? What kind of values did they try to instill in you when you were growing up?
The biggest thing I think it happened to most Chinese parents are study hard, go to good college, and find a good job. And just that's what I thought about in Taiwan. I don't know about now, but back then we looked down on blue collar people. For example, plumber, carpenter, like garbage pickup. My parents would say, not good, not good. They would not allow us to even go that route. But here I learned is as long as you make your own money, you have a skill, you can do whatever you want, right? I don't judge you. But back in Taiwan, it's more judgmental. Back then, 40 years ago, we didn't know better. For example, my brother always wanted to join the Air Force. And then he's the only son in the family, and my father said no. He set his foot down. They got into argument. It caused a lot of headache or heartache in the family. But my brother wanted to join the Air Force. My dad is like, over my dead body, no. Because back in Taiwan, they don't think join military is good enough. Yeah, but I think now it's different. Again, I just want to stress what I came from 40 years ago. That's what I learned. But now maybe I don't know, but Taiwan is a very Chinese. It's like I say, my brother is the only son, so everybody worship,
Yeah.
and luckily he's the best child. Like he got best grade. So the girls just kind of got brushed aside. But we're happy just to be brushed aside. Not the center of the attention, because that's a lot of pressure on my father, especially my father, because they always compete. They will say, well, how come so and so's son can go into, for example, like Harvard, the best college, and why couldn't you go? Like, but you don't get it. And then we have the nationwide test, and then only the best, you got the best score, they assign you to each college. So if you're not the best student, you don't get to assign to the best college. And then all the neighbors, the relatives, all know, like say, oh, you're in the third level of college. They know you're not that good. So it's very judgmental, very, especially that father. All he wanted us is to be a good student, get into the best college and get the best job. That's all he wanted, especially for my brother. Yeah.
What kind of job did you want to do growing up?
Me?
Yeah.
Actually, I want to be a stewardess, but that's not allowed by my parents. Because that's more glamorous. Like you make a lot of money, you travel around the world. I actually tried to apply, but my mom said no. Like your dad wouldn't allow you. I'm not sure I could qualify, but that's what I wanted to do. Not ambitious at all.
Service is fun,
but then
though.
What they want us to do is to graduate from good college and come to United States. That's all my father wanted us to do, because my parents went through the World War II. That at the end of World War II, communist China took over China, and that's why they escaped with the government to Taiwan, which is a separate island. So, and then they never feel safe, because they feel, communist China will invade Taiwan one time. So they always want us to come to United States for the safety reason of it,
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all what my parents want us to do, is to come here.
What did your parents do for work when you were growing up?
They both worked for government. My dad was not the highest ranking, but he was high ranking for the civil department. They build a lot of bridges, and so he was. My mom was more like accountant for government.
Okay.
So they both have a government job. So we're middle class, never poor, never rich. So
that's nice. What kind of hobbies did you have growing up? Like sports, or did you play any sports, or do anything like that? No, strictly
I still don't know how to swim. I didn't know how to ride a bicycle until I came here. When my daughter was old enough, she had a bicycle, so I learned to ride bicycle. What happened was I'm the youngest one, so my dad bought us a bicycle. So from my older sister, the second sister, and my brother, they all learned it, and it's my turn to learn. My dad forgot about me. He said, "Oh, everybody learn." So he sold the bicycle. So I never had the chance to learn to ride a bicycle. I never learned how to swim. I don't have any hobbies, to be honest with you, because money is tight, and my parents didn't believe in hobbies. They just want us to study.
So just
and this is typical my family. My friends, I think they have more freedom, to be honest with you. My dad is extreme strict father.
Okay.
Yeah, but my friends can play piano. They learn to drink. They learn more stuff than I do, but I never learned any of it. don't have the money, and I'm not allowed to do anything.
So
we're just happy hanging out in the summer. We just stay in the house with no AC, and it's hot like hell. And then we will take a nap, I remember, and then we'll wake up like sweating. But we just don't have it. We didn't have it, and we didn't know better. So we're happy,
It's just fun.
That's just simple life,
So that's you all just hang out outside with your free time?
Yeah, or read a novel, or I don't even remember. Like, school is tough. Like, we will go to school 8:00 and probably come back at 6. So during school year, and we go to school even on Saturday, so school is harsh. But in summertime, maybe we'll walk to the nearby theater, watch a movie, but there's really no swimming, nothing. Like, there's no summer camp or nothing.
Did
it surprise you?
I'm surprised that you didn't do more.
I didn't do more, huh?
But like, I that's a lot of school, and then have to come home and study and everything. That's a lot of time to put into that.
But some of my friends, when they're older, like they actually develop hobbies, I really don't have, my hobby is my dog and my grandkids.
That's all you need. You said you used to read. Were you a big reader growing up?
No, we didn't even have novel. Like we don't have book. Like no, we read. Yeah, and then in the summertime, I think my mom would go to library, borrow some books for us. But I don't remember a specific book that catch my heart. Like no, not really.
Not really.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. My husband, he grew up in a family. His dad was in military and then in the Air Force. So my father-in-law was away a lot. So he has a loosened environment, What did he do? He said that he would ride a bicycle with friends to the beach, like for hours and just go there. But that's not possible for girls to do. Even if I could ride a bicycle, my dad wouldn't allow us to do that,
Okay.
Then we might go shopping, we'll walk downtown, take the bus downtown, just walk around and come back or something like that. Yeah, we did that. But there's no hobby.
Yeah. So was it like a lot of were you limited because you were a woman growing up?
That's right. Because my father, that's exact back then, we were not allowed to wear blue jeans because my dad said that's too tight. You don't reveal yourself like that, But my friends wear blue jeans, so my dad is the one that very, very strict and old fashioned.
Okay.
And then for a girl, for the safety also, they would, and also if they don't give us money, we couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, because of the girl, and my dad is just extra strict.
Okay.
But my brother actually very resentful about my father, how strict to him. He feel like he can be somebody so much better. He's doing well, but I feel like we don't even know what if my father just loosen up, we might become a gangster or somebody. I don't know. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, right? So I try not to dwell on the unknowns. If my dad didn't push us to study hard, I might not even come here. I might have a lot of kids in Taiwan and just, here I feel I had a good job. I can retire comfortably. Do I give my father credit? I kind of did because he pushed us to study hard, to take things more seriously and more responsible. So I'm not the type of person always try to think the grass is greener the other way because my brother is very bitter about it. He would say, one time I asked him, I said, do you miss father? He said, not at all. He hated him. And he died like 30 years ago. He still hates him. So you see the hatred is very deep,
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't think that's healthy either. Like I don't tend to figure out what I would be if my dad just let us go do whatever. I don't know what so I'm grateful for what I have now,
That makes sense.
You and your dad and mom get along well?
They do.
Yeah, they're loving people.
They're
I used
awesome.
to work with your dad for like 7 years.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Let's see. What languages did y'all speak growing up? Like around the house in Chinese?
Mandarin. But then starting middle school, it's mandatory to take English classes. And so Chinese, Mandarin, math are the primary focus. So we learn English from like 12 years old, but however, we didn't have a chance to speak. So a lot of daily conversations were very behind. We learned to spell, but grammar is difficult for us. So when I first came here, even though we had English all the way through college, I still find it very challenging to communicate myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you still speak Mandarin?
I do. I speak very well, but the writing is kind of fading away because I don't write that much. My husband is very involved in Chinese writing. There's a simplified version of Chinese. There's a traditional. And in Taiwan, we were taught the traditional way. Okay. And then now China is pushing China uses only the simplified. A lot of characters I don't even read anymore. Okay. So.
It's
but I still speak fluently.
Yeah. What kind of food did y'all eat growing up? And then what was your favorite?
rice and dumpling noodles always our favorite. Like China is a huge country, so the southern part of China people are learn to eat rice with dishes. But then the people from the northern China is colder, so they used to eat noodles, pastas, dumplings. But we actually like dumplings and noodles very much. And my dad is from southern China, so he does not like dumplings and noodles. So when he was home, we always just cook rice and dishes, But when he is on business trip, my mom will ask the housekeeper to make us dumplings and noodles, which we love it. I still love them today.
Was there like a specific way that they were prepared that you enjoyed?
No, it's just the ingredient. We go to the market every day. So you buy, my mom will tell the housekeeper, this is what we're going to have for dinner. So she will go and buy the ingredient and cook it. So it's always fresh. Not like here, you go once a week. And then like the pig, they always say, it's locally, it's not fertilized. It's just use the traditional Chinese way. So they say chicken, pig, beef, all tastes better than here. But the way we cook is the same. But I think it's just a better ingredient.
Because it's fresh?
And it's freshly made every day, every meal. So it's about the same. Like you eat dumpling. Do you like dumplings here?
I have never had dumplings.
You never had dumplings?
No.
If you come back to Texas, I could make dumplings like my daughter she doesn't eat meat, and most dumplings has meat in there. So and then she's busy, so my sister comes, we will wrap her some shrimp dumpling because and then maybe I can next time you come back, maybe I'll take you to eat some dumplings.
Okay, I'll look forward to it. They look good. I just never had them.
Are you very open-minded to try new food?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward. I would be looking forward to trying some dumplings.
Okay, that's a date.
Sounds good.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I'll let you know next time I'm in town.
Okay, yes. You coming home for Thanksgiving? No?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll be back for Thanksgiving.
Wow, and Christmas?
And Christmas. Thanksgiving and Christmas.
You like California, though? You like California?
Yes, it's been nice out here. Some great weather.
I told your dad that's the wrong place for you to go because you don't want to come back.
Much better weather.
Perfect weather. And
oh,
pretty
yeah.
girls.
For sure. Let's see here. So were you mentioned that you would go play. Was it mainly with your friends? When you're younger, was it with your siblings, and then as you grew older, more of just your friends?
Friends, right. Then we will go just shopping with no money. We just walk, and then we eat the ice cream, and then we come home.
Nice.
Yes.
What were they?
I remember doing things with my older sister when we in high school. It's all friends, So they're busy with their life.
What were your friends like? And then how much time would you spend with them normally?
Only on summertime.
Summertime.
Like I say, during school year, we are so busy. We have school even on Saturday, so there's really a lot of gathering. But summer, that's when we gather, or maybe somebody's birthday, then we will go out to eat or something. Very limited. Very limited.
So would you go to? So it sounds like you went to school. You get home at like 6.
Michael, I'm on the Zoom call, so. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So you go to school, get home at like 6, and then would you just immediately have to do homework? And that would take you a long time, like till dark?
Till 10, 11 o'clock.
Wow.
There's homework on every subject. That's why we, like math, we will practice, and then we will have a correspondence book. We will write down what homework we have, what tests we have for tomorrow, and the parents are supposed to sign, just to that's how much they get involved. And then, but then when I'm in high school later, my mom just said, just sign it yourself. They don't care anymore. But when they're in middle school, they are very serious. They will sit down with us, practice the math problems to make sure we are very well prepared for school. You know, they always pack us a good lunch, iron our uniform, like they want us to feel good going to school.
So did y'all have a uniform in school?
Yes, all the way through high school.
What was that like, the uniform?
I remember in high school, because I actually got into the best high school. It's girl and boys separate school. And our uniform is a green, like dark green shirt and a black skirt.
Okay.
So when you take a bus, when people see you wear that green shirt, they know you're a smart girl. Like they know you're in that school, you know. So we're quite proud of. But the dress code is very tough. Like for example, the hair, you never heard of. It gotta be they cut lined up by your earlobe. You have to cut short. Okay. And you cannot have bands, like just very strict. And the skirt gotta be cover your knees, you know. And then, but I was one of the naughty ones. When we get out of the campus, I will roll up my waist like skirt just to show a little bit shorter. And we were just so proud of ourselves, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then you cannot have a perm. And then I have friends that they have perm, and then the teacher will cut it off. Like they just don't. We were not allowed a lot of things. No makeup, not like here, you know. But it's always uniform. Skirt gotta be long enough to cover your knees. Short hair, straight. No makeup, no nothing. And then we have a jacket when it's cold. That's all you wear to school.
Wow.
Yes.
Very strict.
Hey, come say hi to Steve's son, Boden. My husband just came back from playing pickleball. I don't know if you heard of it.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
I don't have microphone, right? So we have to use phone. And my computer doesn't. Yeah. Okay, so sorry. You need to fix it.
Okay. Yeah, continue.
Okay.
You should also check into pickleball.
Shut up, he's young.
I've heard a lot of good things about pickleball.
No.
Okay, sorry. But you know, you see my husband, he's from a totally different family background. Like the dad was away in Air Force. So the mom was busy with three girls and him. So he will tell you that he will skip school when he was in elementary school, or he would not attend the class. He told me teacher would send 3 boys to force him back to the classroom. So his upbringing is very different than mine. You know, he said that he liked to lit a fire along the way to school. Like he would gather some paper and just lit a fire on the street. Like that's, you know, you see crazy kids, but my family, at least me and my 2 sisters, are just very go by the book. You know, we wouldn't do anything when we are not told, when we're not allowed.
So do you think that your experience growing up there was a lot different than most people's because of how strict your dad was?
I think it's probably, I would say mine is a 1 to 10. 10 is the most strict. I think my dad might be 9. He was not abusive. He would punish us though. Like if we got a really bad grade, he would slap our hands, but never like abusive.
Yeah.
But if we made a bad mistake, like misbehaved, he will punish us.
Yeah.
You know, and then he had his authority. But Michael's family, I don't think they care that much about the grades. They just, I don't know. He will tell you he probably just didn't. He just grew up without a lot of discipline or guidance. Yeah. You know, and I would say probably I was 8 or 9. But I'm sure their parents probably beat up the kids if they don't get the best grade. But my dad would be upset, but he would not like abusively beat us up. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you end up going to college in Taiwan?
Yeah, I did. I graduated and then came here.
What did you study while you were there, and what was that like?
In Taiwan? You know, remember I told you we have to take a nationwide test exam. So they go, then you would fill out your wishes, like, you know, my number 1 wish is to go to this school, this major. And then I got into the second best college, but really bad major. So then I studied first year. It's called like public relationship. It's more like public communication or public administration.
Okay.
And my dad wanted to study business, like accounting or finance. He think that's the future. So my second year, between the first and second, I actually changed major. I switched to finance major. Yeah, so do I like it? I didn't know anything about finance. I know, but luckily I stayed in business, and I was accountant for like 30, 40 years, and I loved what I did. I'm proud of it. So I guess that's a good choice for me.
That's
otherwise,
really good.
I didn't know what else I'd like to do.
What's that?
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't know, because our vision is so narrow. Like, our vision is to graduate, find a decent job, and then go live your life. And we never allowed to hate it, because we're like, then what is your next paycheck gonna come from? So you stick to it. You just keep going. There's no reason to say I don't like my job and I'm gonna quit and stay home for 3 months like kids now. Like, we didn't have the choice. You just kept going.
Just had to keep working all the time. Just gotta make the bills.
I know, especially when you have family, you just have to keep going. We didn't have the privilege to make a choice. I let you choose something you love to do. What do you like to do?
What's that?
I say, what do you like to do?
I'm doing engineering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Very exciting.
Very excited. That's hard, though, right?
Yeah.
What engineering?
I'm gonna do prosthetics.
Wow. What is that?
You do like the little the bionic arm stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
For you. Wow.
So I'm very excited about it.
Wow. And then your school is good at that field. Oh, good. That's a good field. Wow.
Yeah. So I have to get my undergraduate, and then I go to a specialized school to get my master's in the prosthetics.
Wow. You think there's a lot of new technology will come out to improve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really interesting stuff that's coming out right now. So it's a good time to be in the field.
Wow, that's great. How did you get exposed to that field? Did you work in a company like summer intern?
I took a class in 5th grade, and we went over different types of engineering, and one of them covered the biomedical, which leads to prosthetics, and I really enjoyed it and thought it was interesting.
Wow,
so
that's great. That's wow. Yeah, bright future.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Very nice.
Would you, going back to your 10-year-old self, what if you could tell yourself one thing, what would it be? Like, if you could give yourself some advice growing up.
Be more daring. Challenging. Like, just challenge my parents. Maybe more talkative. You just express myself. Not so submissive, I think. I think now I'm very outspoken. I'm very talkative. And I think because I've met a couple of American friends that I see them talking and I learn from it, I just wish I'm more daring to learn different things, more open-minded to meet different people, and more accepting to for example, like gay was not allowed in my country when I was there. But then we have a city park, and then if you go by there at night, so you see people peeking through the fence, and I was like, what are they peeking? But at the end of it, that's where gay people meet, because they have no place to go, and they can only come out in the dark. You couldn't come out, and I'm so proud of people will come out and say, hey, I'm gay, I'm this, because you don't want to hide those things in a closet.
Yeah.
But when I was there back then, you do not come out. You just don't come out. We never knew there's such a thing existed. Like, we know girls can like girls, but we never know, it's a relationship. So I wish I would be more daring and loving and accepting. Yeah, and not judgmental. That part I really learned here, because I really respect anybody doing whatever they like to do, as long as you can provide and support yourself. I'm good with it. So
I'll ask you, let's wrap this up and say, if you had to sum up your childhood and kind of like some of like what are some words and like feelings that come back when you like would think of like your child as a whole?
I think it was warm. Like I say, we play very primitively. There's no good clothes. There's no those things. You just wear broken shoes and you just play. We had fun. We did good. My mom was very loving, and I'm sure my dad was loving back then because we were so little. And I never feel like we're short of any, even though we didn't have money. And I tell you a story that's probably even before I was born. When they first came to Taiwan from China, they didn't have money. And then one day, my mom told us that one day my dad was short of like a nickel to buy their bus fare to go to work. He looked every drawer tried to find whatever he was short. He couldn't find the money. So what did he do? He walked to work. And that's just how tight money was. And then slowly, Taiwan got into the export-import business. Everybody was doing much better. But before I was born, my mom told us that was how tight the life was for them.
Wow.
Every penny counted. And that's why I respect my father, even though he was very strict, but he always made the money. They pay cash. And I remember this envelope with all the money, the salary, cash in there. He would just give it to my mom just to buy food, buy whatever we need. And I respect him for that, his dedication to the family. So we grew up with nothing, but I think life was very simple and nice. I didn't know better. Like I say, I just didn't know better.
Yeah.
That's my childhood, and then we would go to the corner store, buy, like my dad would give us 50 cents, say, go buy yourself a snack. And we would run there, get like whatever and come back and show my dad. It's like, look what we got. And we would count how many, like candies or whatever. We were just so happy, But that's my like young self. Like I was happy. I was never. We just didn't know better. And then I miss those. How pure we are, how simple we were, how nice life was, and then nobody come and tell you you're not rich enough, you're not good enough, or this, So I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that life.
Sounds like it was enjoyable. Even though it was strict, it sounded like it was enjoyable.
I don't have any bad memory. I just remember we didn't have much, And then, but we were fat, we were loved, we sat. I mean, we're good, like it ended.
Yeah, I think it like runs out on a time limit, but we can keep going with just the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty good. I think you answered.
So I hope it give you a kind of like an idea when I was 40 years, maybe 60 years ago in Taiwan was pure, simple. People didn't have a lot, but we didn't know a lot. We didn't want a lot. So I think we were happy. And I think now people got more money, but with the position with China and Taiwan, I'm very concerned, like what's going to happen to Taiwan. Because that's my birthplace. I want Taiwan to do well. So
that makes sense.
You don't want to get into politics, right? That's not the reason for the interview. So.
Is there anything else you want to share about like growing up or your childhood?
No, I would just tell you, like I say, we didn't have much, but we were happy. I never resent, like saying, hey, how come we didn't have beautiful clothes or better food? We just didn't know.
Simple
Does that
life.
Make sense? Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
So if you ever come back, you think when you're ready to taste some dumplings, you give me a call. I would love to take you out. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. I will be calling you for some dumplings.
Because you know what? I have two grandsons. They're 2 years old and 3 months old. But I always wonder in today's world how I can raise them to be a responsible, down to earth, hardworking. But when I see you, I'm probably gonna. You turn out the way, you're still young, but I think you're on a good path. And I probably want to talk to you is like how you grow up to be so nice, so responsible and productive, So that might help me raise my grandkids.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd really enjoy that.
Good deal. Okay. You be good, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.